following through with the decision that this House made barely a year ago in the first impeachment proceedings against the governor of Kericho County, Mr. Speaker, county assemblies will be aware of the decision of this House, because this House made the decision that there is no quarter or half of a human being. That if you move on to the next, so long as it is a decimal, even if it is 0.1, then it means you go to the next, because the language of the Constitution is not less than, Mr. Speaker. That tells you it cannot be below. If it is 12 and you have 12.1, already 12, it is less than. Therefore, it cannot qualify. And it is for that reason that we have said that so long as you have a decimal beyond the 0.00, you go to the next number. That having been the case, Mr. Speaker, and if our colleagues from the County Assembly of NYAMIRA had taken time to read through the provisions and the ruling that this House made in that matter last year, Mr. Speaker, they will have appreciated that the requisite quorum as prescribed in law would have been 24, Mr. Speaker. The second item, which is something that I find quite strange, Mr. Speaker, that it is even in their standing orders, because that's what I had counsel for the Assembly say. And I say this a lot with tremendous respect to Advocate Katwa Kigen, because he's a senior counsel, somebody I respect, a friend of mine, Mr. Speaker, that in the County Assembly of NYAMIRA, their standing orders provide for an alien creature, alien to any legislature world over, has a provision called voting by proxy. I have never heard of such an animal, Mr. Speaker. Even as you know, if you follow the proceedings of this House, Mr. Speaker, before we take any vote, the sergeant at arms, after the division bell is rung, always move round to ensure that the voting booth, all the 67 of them, if it is not occupied by an individual voting, then that machine is inactive by removal of the card. That is to prevent exactly that, because it is not possible to transfer your delegated legislation role, Mr. Speaker. And it is not possible to argue and say that I was away, I was at a funeral, and I call my colleague and say vote for me in this or another way. Mr. Speaker, I don't know. I have not taken time to read the County Assembly's standing orders of NYAMIRA. And if there is any other county assembly in the Republic of Kenya that has any such provisions, please delete it, because it is an illegality and there is no way that anybody can ever take you serious as a county assembly if you have such provisions in law. The parliamentary practice is as such that you vote as an individual, or if you have delegated power in the case of Senate, for example, if you're a member of a delegation and your head of delegation has given you the mandate to vote, then you can vote on their behalf as it happens. Because Senate is unique, we vote by delegations. But county assemblies vote by individual. They don't vote by delegations. And therefore, that is a second basis upon which we are being asked as a House to consider that particular matter. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, if this House agrees with this motion as moved, it basically means we have not told the County Assembly of NYAMIRA that you don't have a case before us. We have only told you that the case is not properly before this House. Should you go back, organize yourself, get the requisite numbers and bring it, then we shall open the file and listen to your issues. And you will not be the first that this has happened to. I'd give you the unfortunate example of my own county, that when they came here the first time, they had a similar issue on threshold. And this House sent them back. They went and did what they needed to do, Mr. Speaker. It's not to say that I'm encouraging the County Assembly of NYAMIRA to go back and do that which they did. That's a decision of their own, Mr. Speaker. But matters must be properly before us. As we speak today, Mr. Speaker, it still pains me when I see two governors, one of them actually Governor Mike Sonko and Governor, what was his name? Governor of Waititu. The truth of the matter, any human being knows that threshold was never achieved in those two county assemblies. In fact, if you read through the pleadings that were brought before us, it was clear and obvious. Yet this House, back then, because of the prevailing political environment in the country at that particular time. We were told in black and white that you are not the county assembly. Don't count. Just proceed and listen to the case. I am happy that at least we have refined our processes to a point that county assemblies know that we will come and check. We will have to satisfy ourselves that you followed the procedure, Mr. Speaker, before eventually making a determination. I made a request earlier on, Mr. Speaker, and perhaps this is my last point because I don't need to belabor. This is a very straight point matter. I want to make my submissions and request the counterpart leader from the minority side to second, then we can listen to our colleagues and make a determination so that if our colleagues are satisfied that those 2 points don't matter, we can proceed and listen to the case. Otherwise, if they choose to be firm and say this is the true state of the matter, Mr. Speaker, because unfortunately, colleagues, the maxim of law making is as such that you must always remember the law that you pass in the hands of your worst enemy. Colleagues senators, tomorrow you can be a cabinet minister, you can be a president, a deputy president, Mr. Speaker, a governor. Will it satisfy you if you know that the procedures of our country are such that even if 5 people met and they said we have impeached you, then the processing house will listen and say it doesn't matter? Numbers do matter, Mr. Speaker. I don't believe that it was out of lack of some